Guys, it's Travis here, and as I'm taking a little drive back home after a leg session, I really have to talk to you guys about something. And I overheard a conversation of somebody talking about the famous "if it fits your macros" in the gym, and how he's on a very low calorie cut, and if it fits your macros is really hard when you're cutting it. I have to totally agree with that. I have to tell you that in my version, if it fits your macros is more for bulking and bro foods is more for cutting, because you can do if it fits your macros to a certain calorie extent to where you can get like bread for a carb, or you get beans for a carb, and you get a lot more filling things with carbs than you do with if it fits your macros with bro foods. Like, for an example, one Pop-Tart is 200 calories, and I think it's like 8 or 10 fat, or 5 to 10 fat. I don't know the exact macros, but that Pop-Tart will last maybe 2 seconds of your time, and it'll be filling for maybe 3 to 30 minutes, and it's not really that filling. But for me, for carbs, well, I'm pretty low carb on this cut right now, but when I have a refeed day, I won't have rice. My essential carb is usually a sweet potato, or it's either a sweet potato, or it's black beans or refried beans, or I'll have like a bagel thin or something like that, just to give me carbs and just for some satisfaction. But I will never go towards Pop-Tarts. I did while I was bulking, because my fat intake was a lot higher. My calorie intake, when I was bulking around 3,500, 4,000 calories. It was crazy. I actually made a transition from if it fits your macros to dirty bulking for 2 months, and that by itself is a very big issue, because there's a fine line between if it fits your macros and saying screw it, and you really need to find that fine line, because if you say screw it, you dirty bulk, you gain like 10% body fat, and you really hate your life. I remember in my bulk, I was still pretty lean. My midsection was nice, but I said screw it, and then I dirty bulked for only 2 months, and I threw myself into a depression state. So guys, what I really want to tell you is, if it fits your macros, use it if you're bulking. But if you're cutting, and if you have such limitations on fat and carbs, because protein's super easy to get. Like, a lot of people worry about protein, but protein is probably the easiest macro to hit for the day. Just remember, bro foods are a lot easier. You could eat twice more bro foods than you can on if it fits your macros. And think about it, guys. If it fits your macros, it's not exactly the cheapest thing. So if say you're on a cut, and you really can't afford if it fits your macros foods, and come on, guys, not a lot of people can afford this lifestyle when you're talking about supplements, food, and all that, and all these luxuries. If you go bro foods, you're gonna be spending half the money than you are on if it fits your macros. So remember, cut, bro foods. Bulk, if it fits your macros. I know a lot of people try to mix it in between. That's what I do sometimes. I'm like, screw it, I want a brownie today, so I'll be low fat, and then boom, brownie, fill up my fat. But for the generalistic sake, stay to bro foods on your cut and get freaking lean.